Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. And today I want to talk about your happiness because guess what? You are so amazing and you deserve to be happy. And now, obviously there's different levels of happy and all this awesomeness, but you deserve to follow your dreams. You deserve to do you, to be you, and to just do it with so much gusto and awesome. So I want to share a story with you. Well, really not a story. I want to go kind of share a little backstory about this. So for most of my life, and I've mentioned a little bit about this throughout other episodes, but most of my life, I would do things to people please other people. I did things based on other people's expectations of me. I made life decisions based on other people's expectations. Now, not always. I definitely picked fashion design school because I loved it and it was all me. However, certain parts of my life, I made decisions based on what people expected me to do. I felt that need to be married first, only because the family expectations before having a family. And I've let people's expectations sometimes rule the way I've made decisions. Now, I'm saying this with so much love. I do not blame anybody for this. These are my expectations that I put on myself. Yes, people thought that I should do this, but I was the one that allowed those expectations to rule and run my life the way it went. So once I became creating a deeper loving relationship with myself, and I understood that my happiness matters, I could start making choices that made me happy, not what made other people happy or proud of me. Because the person that you need to be proud of the most of is you. That's who matters the most. If you're looking for somebody to be proud of you, it starts with you. You are the person you need to make happy the most. And yes, I'm a mom, so I definitely have other people, little ones, that look up to me. But that still doesn't mean that my happiness falls to the wayside. And I've learned this so much throughout my life. And so I've made so many decisions. So my husband and I don't even think we were married yet. We talked about moving. We always wanted to move. So full disclosure, my husband and I don't really like snow, winter. We live in, as I record this, we live in southern Ontario, where the winters can get pretty chilly and can get a decent amount of snow. There's definitely other areas in Canada that get more snow than we do, but we get a fair amount. So we've always talked about it. I know actually it was before we were married. We talked about even moving to Australia and just different things. I am a beach. I love the beach. I love water. It makes me so happy. It makes me energized. Yet I live inland. It takes at least an hour and a half to get to a good beach. The only thing that was kind of holding me together was that my grandma owned a cottage about 25 minutes from our house. And we got a pool. So I was able to fill my cup with water. But this past year, my grandma sold her cottage. So it really shifted things for me. And it really was the universe and my life just shifting, going now is the time to make a change, Jody. And my husband and I think we were even talking, it was over Christmas. We were talking about different things. And it's amazing what happens when you start talking. And then you take one small action step. So I mentioned before that my husband and I have been doing some major, we made a big life change. And I'm so excited to share with you that my husband and I are moving. We are moving to the coast. We are moving to Sunshine Coast in BC. We are picking up all our stuff and our children, and we are moving to the ocean and the mountains. And we are finally doing something for us and what makes us happy. It's been something in the works. My daughter is 6 years old, and I know we talked about this before she was born. So there was a lot of things, that kept us here. Expectations of ourselves, expectations, from other people. And the big one was not leaving family. So I wanted to raise my kids around family. I had that. And then I had this perfect idea of what it would look like, right? We all have that image. And my parents live a good half hour away. are about 20, 25 minutes away. So we don't really see them that often. And Alex's parents, like my husband, they live 2 hours away. So we don't actually see them all that much. Now, they would love to be here all the time and things like that. It's not about like people not loving us, because they love us, but we don't see them as much. And like allowing that one thing to stop us from living the lifestyle that we want, to being like walking distance from the beach instead of an hour and a half drive. And it's milder winters. So less snow, less cold. And that really makes us happy. So it kept us stuck. But since we've made this decision, I realized that it wasn't like, yes, we want to be my family, but it's the fear of unknown, the fear of like not knowing if we could do this, the fear of, major one, fear of unknown. And it's been really incredible, though. Everything has been lining up perfectly since we made the decision to start. We had no idea when we would make this move. Actually, somebody told me, like, go just do it. She had like this message and she relayed it to me, and she's like, do it. Just, I've been told to tell you, just do it. And she's like, your house will be up on the market. You'll sell your house. Your house will be for sale in spring. And at that time, I'm like, this is too soon. Like, there's no way we're going to do this. We have no idea when or where or any of this stuff. So right now, we are in the process of moving. Our house is, while I'm recording this, it's about to be on the market and things like that. So I'm going to keep you in the loop later of where we're at in the process and things like that. Because as this is being released, I'm most likely in BC house hunting right now. So everything is just coming into place, like boom, boom, boom. Like we knew what would make us happy. We knew that like deep down, like this isn't something that we just like woke up one day. I was like, let's do this. It's been something that we've been wanting to do forever, and life has just been pointing us in that direction now. Like this year, it's like, well, there's so many changes going on. Anyways, what's one more? What's one more change? So we decided that our happiness needs to take priority over what other people expect us to do or what other people think. Because deep down, like, that is what we need to do. Like, your happiness matters. And it's just knowing that you're worthy enough of your happiness that you do those steps. So yes, it can be hard leaving family, but at the same time, we need to follow our happiness, and we need to follow our dreams and live the lifestyle that we've been called to live. And it's just really exciting. Like I said, when you know what's going to make you happy, like what was it? Starting the new year, I definitely had it on my goal is to live out on the coastline of BC. Then I just had action steps, which was like, first we had to make sure that my husband can still work out there. And yes, he can. And then it was about figuring out, like, getting our real estate agent, figuring out like how much our house is worth at the moment, and just things like that. And everything is literally just lining up in perfect order. It's incredible what happens when you follow your passion, your happiness, and what is authentic to you. Doors and windows and gates and everything has been opening to us in perfect timing. Like I said, we've been talking about doing this since before our daughter was born. And we weren't sure where we wanted to live. We just knew that we wanted to live a little bit somewhere warmer. And I've always wanted to live near water and things like that. So it's incredible. And yes, we could live near water closer to here. But in fact, actually, I don't even know if my husband could actually work from there just because of the rules of just, things. But anyways, it's all lining up in perfect amazingness. And is it scary? Oh, yeah. There's moments where fear comes in, but at the same time, it's amazing. Like, things just remind me that we are right. We are exactly where we need to be on our path. And it's incredible and scary again at the same time, because we have no idea. Like, we, have to figure out schools and different things. But it's totally going to be cool. And I love it. I'm so excited. And I get to learn paddleboarding and hopefully put my passions of water and yoga together with paddleboard yoga. Anyways, put my passions together. I'm like so excited. So your happiness matters. So if there's something that you haven't been doing because you've just made excuses, like for us, it really what actually it was me. I think my husband would have moved. To be honest, I think he was ready to move all those years. Like for it had to be me to catch up to him. He's been ready forever. He just was waiting for me to like, yeah, let's do this. I got so sometimes you put up with enough until it's too much. So, I mentioned a different episode that noise, I've been becoming more sensitive to noise. Well, we live in a city. We live in with like thousands and thousands of people, and it's just too loud and too crowded, and it's really growing. Anyways, it was finally like enough is enough. I got so uncomfortably comfortable, and then it got too uncomfortable. Like I finally was like, enough is enough. Let's do this. Again, though, I have to add, I actually did this with love. It's not like, let's do this. Like, it's not, but with the whole cottage selling, it really was like, oh, maybe this is the perfect time to make a change in our life. And this winter has been brutal for us. Anytime it snows, I get woken up in the middle of the night because of the plow. We live near a public parking lot, and they decide to plow it at 1 or 3 in the morning, and it takes a whole hour to plow. So I'm up for a whole hour. And so it's been really fortunate. Like it's been a real eye-opening thing to like make this change. And it just, yeah, it's been incredible. And it just, it really is amazing when you let your happiness guide you, or you make yourself a priority, and your priority is happiness. And a big one for us is moving there. One, because I hermify myself in the winter. When it becomes anything negative, like -1, actually -2, I still can do, maybe even 5. But anything after that, I'm like, I'm not leaving the house. I'm like, it's negative whatever out there. I'm not going out of the house. And my husband's like, we need to stop doing this. Like, we need to be able to have a life in the winter. So that's a big one for us. And I just want a more active lifestyle that's involving water and things like that. So it just, that's what we've been up to. We are picking up and moving ourselves across country for our own, to make our happiness a priority. So it has been an incredible journey. And when I said like I had to time restraint, we had to like clean up, declutter, pack things, stage the house, and all that fun jazz. And then I had to work on getting the other end of things, which is finding a home to live in BC. So it has been an incredible journey. And if you follow me on Facebook, and I just feels like I'm not there fully right now, it's because right now we are a little on the crazy side of things. And I had to like take a step back a little bit from social media, so I had enough time to do house searching and cleaning up the house that we live in currently, and to get it ready for sale. So yeah. So again, if there's something that you've been wanting to do and you've just been kind of putting it off, maybe you've been making excuses. You're not alone. We had I had excuses up the wazoo. I can't put my husband in this equation, because I really feel like at any time over the last like 7 years, maybe 8 years ago, if I about 8, I think, at any time from 8 to now, I think if any time I said, hey, let's move, my husband would have jumped at the opportunity to move. It was me that was kind of like holding us back a little bit. And I wasn't quite ready to move. But, fear definitely stood in my way. And like I said, I made excuses. It's like, I don't want to leave because of this and that. And, yes, I'm going to miss my family and things. I have, we'll definitely figure out how to travel back here and see them. But I needed to make sure my excuses that were like all stemming from fear didn't hold me back from the happiness and the life that I was meant to live. So again, don't let those excuses keep you stuck, keep you small. Your happiness matters. You matter. And you don't have to do what I did and like go like move across country if that's not what is like your happiness. But just be aware of when excuses creep up and when they're back with fear instead of love. It's incredible. Like when we made this decision, I literally had zero fearful thoughts until I slowed down. Then like my ego would come and be like, but what about this? And what about this? And it's that like what you're leaving, it's the ego coming and be like, this is what you're leaving behind. But it's like, this is not in tune to who I am. This is not my authentic self. So just be careful with what voices you're listening to. Is it from fear or is it from love? And that will help guide you towards your happiest self. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.